So I suddenly decide Monday that I'm no longer streaming on Mondays. I end an hour early on Tuesday. And now today, I not only start late, but I start with the Y2K soundtrack. Colloquially known as Yeek. But oh well, I'm a freak for Yeek, as they say. That's what they always say about me. Famous for that. But anyway, this isn't the Yeek stream, this is the Jack 4 stream. So welcome back to Jack 4. I had some ideas. Well, because I have a bug and a feature that would both be fixed by the same thing that I kind of want to try, but it would also take a lot of time and I don't think I'm going to do it. But I'll still say it anyway. Basically, I was thinking of rewriting the light mapper because I have an idea for what I would do with it. Because right now, the bug I'll show is pretty obvious once we get to it. I'll hide my little preview window because I think the volume's good. This music is... I like this music, actually. This is a funky one. The first song was kind of lame, I think. It was a bit meandering in the melody, but this one's kind of fun. But anyway, the bug is the reflection probes and the baked light map disagree on what counts as in and out of shadow. Like, you can see the player is getting very dark and blue for some reason. That's because the reflection probe has decreed that I am not in the light. I have strayed from the path of God, and now I'm entering the shadows. But the baked lighting disagrees, so that's what all this geometry is, like these rocks and stuff. The baked lighting says that this cliff doesn't exist, and this is just in shadows, like that it's actually still pretty bright. Now that is incorrect. The baked lighting is incorrect because, and it's because this, I think it's because this mesh is not fully encasing the thing, as they say, as that explains very well, I think. So, actually, I might try one thing to see if I can fix it before I do the more dramatic measure. Basically, what I would have to do is, let's see if I can negotiate this. I may test this out on a much smaller scene, but basically, what I would do is I would take this baked lighting thing. Where is that? Village area? Hut area? Maybe? Oh no, I'm in the wrong chunk. I think I might be able to fix it by encasing this entire mesh, like all of this terrain, in the baked light map. So if I take this and just do that, maybe then the baked lighting would take into account the mesh itself. But what I could do as well is just make a new baked lighter that uses the GPU, because what I also want is a feature which is a day-night cycle. But that would also not work with the current setup, because these lights, or these objects, their ambient light is hard-coded, so like if I change the lighting to be much darker, these would still be just as bright as they are now. What I need is a way of calculating the ambient light that's independent of the actual color. An ambient occlusion, if you will. And that's not to say screen space ambient occlusion. I do world space ambient occlusion, so in an ideal circumstance, basically I'll give you the rundown of the actual algorithm that it would be. I got this idea from the Witness, which had some development blogs that talked about various technical challenges. But basically, let's say that we have a mesh. My little tablet's not working. How am I going to draw in MS Paint without my little tablet? Not quite working. Okay. Let's say that we have our little cave. So it's something, this is like a 2D representation of a cave. And this is like the outer walls. What we could do is per pixel of the light map. So it would do the same algorithm that it does right now to compute like how this mesh maps onto an image. And then for each one, it would create a little cube map. So like, let's say this is it. It would render out a camera. So technically it'd be 5 points. And all it would do, it wouldn't do any actual lighting computation. All it would check is if it hits the sky, so like here it would hit the sky a bunch, the pixels are white. If it hits anything else, the pixels are black. And then it averages those out and puts them in the final result. And that would mean that now I have a black and white image telling me how much sky is visible from that one specific point. And so then I could just multiply that into any ambient light that I want. So I would have a day-night cycle with perfect ambient occlusion, and I would also have something that agrees much better with the reflection light, because that's what these indoor reflection probes are doing, basically. Well, they do a bit more complicated than that. They just assume that there's no ambient light. So I guess it's effectively exactly the same. But yeah, so that's basically what I would want to do. But that would require building an entire baked lighting system, because it would require heavily modifying a copy of the existing baked light map, and then modifying the shaders, and then making sure that works, and then also making it account for lights as well. Like, because I also have things like, there's lovely warm lighting in here by bounce lighting, so I'd have to, then still have a regular colored baked light map. I could use a similar strategy. I've been thinking of how that algorithm would work there, and it wouldn't be terribly complicated, but it would be, more work. So that's basically what I want to do in my heart of hearts. But I know in my brain of brains that that's not exactly going to work out in the less than 1 month I have. So instead, what I'm going to do today is we are going to work on, I think, a portrait. I think I'm going to test out a portrait, and also I'm going to talk through some of the writing that I want to do for this game. Let's do a new file, and I think these will be, I think they'll start at 1024. Oops, weird. Excuse me. Project settings. Excuse me. What was I doing? Right. I'm going to discuss. I keep forgetting what I'm actually going to say. Oh well. Actually, I want that there. Then this be a fresh slate. So I'm going to draw them on while I think of. Essentially, what I'm going to try to do is, well, for this game, the story premise is, I think, very strong. Essentially, there's a machine called the Medium, which, well, allows you to communicate with the dead. But it doesn't do that through some sort of supernatural means. Instead, what it does is it scans your brain, and then it creates an AI based on your brain. So not only just your memories, but also like how it understands that you interpret your memories. And in the context of the narrative, it's an uncannily accurate creation. Like, it creates something that's much more accurate than just like thinking of the person. And our main protagonist, Jackie, is trying to use it to communicate to her mother, who she didn't actually know in life. So instead of basing it on her memories, she went to where her mother used to live and is trying to find people who knew her and then learn from them what her mother was like, and then use the medium to get an impression of who her mother is. So it's like, it's already a very strange position. Or I think it's a very interesting idea with a lot of potential, but it's also very hard to write for, because the character of Jackie's mother heavily depends on how other characters interact or understand her, and then how Jackie understands their understanding of her in ways that I haven't actually delved into very well currently. Like, I haven't done much depth with it. So what I want to do is sort of figure out, like, I want to define, like, what exactly can be changed over the course of the game. Like, what exactly, how much influence does the player have over what Jackie's mom actually is like? Because what I'm thinking right now is that there might be, let's say, 5 different aspects of Jackie's mom that Jackie can learn about. And each one is sort of like a different aspect of her genuine life, but from the perspective of some specific person or specific people. If that makes any sense. Basically there's like these 5 aspects of her personality are best represented by specific people or specific ways that you can learn about Jackie's mom. See, slightly... wonder how well I can do this. I'm gonna make this silhouette actually symmetrical. I think that'd be kind of neat. So let's say let's be cute. And also, I think to represent this, Jackie's mom's portrait, I'll just call her by her full name, Teltara. So Teltara's portrait is going to have a little 5-point star, where these actual stars are going to be procedurally generated, or these like points, based on the hidden statistics of how much you've learned about her mom in a particular like aspect. And then that should hopefully make it easier for me to actually I don't know, work with this or like think about this, because then I can actually like develop a system of like if X stat greater than Y, and you know, then let her say this or offer this dialogue option or whatever. Also, I think I'm not gonna do the 5-pointed star in the portrait for now. I'll have to work on that a bit better. Let's just make Teltara. Do I have Jack 4? I think. Well, obviously it should be here. Right, that's what she looks like. So I'm gonna have, let's see. First thing I'm gonna have is like, wait, does this, huh? What? Why did this go there? What did I do? All right. You know, I'm kind of not a fan of this soundtrack. I think I'm realizing that it's kind of hit and miss. Well, hit or miss. You know what? Symmetrical sucks. And also, I'm gonna... Oh, okay, that song's done now. Let's see. It's okay. I'll keep looking at it. Let's see if I can do some nice sketches. I guess I'll just do a few. So a few of the different aspects of Teltara that I've been thinking of are, one, she's kind of a bad mom. Like, she just kind of left when Jackie was like a baby and then died, presumably. Like, she actually might not have died. I shouldn't, actually, I have no idea, to be honest. Like, who knows? Maybe you actually find her and she's still alive, and then that causes, like, an interesting, like, dilemma of, like, well, what do you do with the medium now? Because the medium AI is also sentient. Like, it's a fully sentient AI that is self-aware, and over the course of the story, the actual AI that you're interacting with develops sort of its own problems. Or its own, like, agency in the story. I don't know how this perspective will work. I want it to be kind of dynamic if I do it this way. Of, like, basically, like... What do I imagine here? Also, I'm not great at drawing fingers, just wicked sausage fingers over here. But okay. And I should actually see what the reference looks like. Oh, right, she doesn't... She has sort of this thing here. So these will be like Jackie's, like, little sketches of the characters. And I'm realizing this stream is going to be borderline incomprehensible because I'm, like, starting ideas and then stopping them after, like, half a sentence and, like, interrupting myself. But oh well. I don't know if it'll be very easy to actually make a comprehensible stream out of the writing process for this, which is basically... Well, I do have huge amounts of content left to do. But I think the actual interesting content that I want to prioritize is the writing. So I guess the best I can do is rant and rave while I do little sketches. How do her eyes look? Kind of like that. This kind of sucks. I think that's not a very good drawing. Alright, what do I actually want from this? I mean, I guess I could do a few different drawings of her, depending on, like, how you see her. Or how the player sees her. Or, the player character. Yeah, so I think there's several different characters that I know will have a major say in how Jackie perceives her mom. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have it so that you basically get more information from them by doing jobs for them, basically, by working for them. Though, now that I say that, it's kind of confusing because one of them utterly despises your mom. Like, he thinks that she was a dumb brute. Not as hot as everyone said she was. She was just very, I don't know, hot-blooded. And also, every time your mom went out on an excursion to fight the monsters that plagued this terrible land, she would be often the only survivor, so he's like, well, you know, she probably isn't as brave as she says she is if she's always coming back from these suicide missions alone. So, I don't think the player's actually going to want to do work for him, was the main point that I was trying to get at. It's like, hey, do more jobs for me so that I can trash talk your freaking mom. And, like, alter how she behaves in your, like, permanently alter your understanding of her so that she's worse. Like, the AI version of her is nastier and meaner and more cowardice. Or cowardly. Like, I don't get if the player's actually going to want to do that. I'll have to figure out some better incentive system. It's actually... Maybe it's... I don't know. Because I kind of want the player to have some agency over, like, what they learn about their mom. Which, now that I say that, maybe I don't want that, actually. Because that's kind of screwed up. Because it's like, choose what to believe. You choose how you understand the world. That's kind of not a great, like, I don't know, viewpoint of the world. It's like, selectively choose information to understand reality. Someone thinks your mom is a coward, just don't interact with them. Just don't even ingest the information. No. That's not how I want people to play the game. I don't want them to have to choose content because they don't want the reality that it implies for them. Maybe they just get it, like, through osmosis. Like, they get it one time through that guy, and he's like the main stepping point, or like the metaphor for that aspect of her. You know, the sort of brutish bravado. But then otherwise, you just get it incidentally through other interactions with other characters. Or, like, through the world itself, like environmental storytelling. Of, like, various failed excursions. And in that way... And it also, I don't think, would be an entirely negative thing as well. Like, it's not like she would just be worse. Oh, I've done a bad thing here. I'm trying to put this character in profile without it looking terrible. Hang on, let's look her up in Blender. I mean, I think she looks pretty bad in Blender as well. I don't think I actually did a very good job on the 3D model here. But let's see what she looks like anyway. Yeah, she's kind of bad looking. Very pursed lips. She looks a lot older than I kind of want her to. This is so hard. I think this shows the limitations of my artistic abilities. I know this song. This is a Toby Fox one. Yeah, and I think another one is, there's a side character in the game right now who you save a bunch called Riley. She has like a whole little like mini game where you have to kill enemies so that she can get away from stuff. I think eventually it'll be revealed that she also had heard of your mother indirectly. So you're getting like fifth-hand experience. But she had like disappeared before Riley was born, which I guess makes Riley like 16, which is kind of... Well, no, she could be much older than that. Cause Jackie's like 27, I've decided. And one of the themes I want to explore is the fact that Riley's mom did Jackie's mom did a bunch of stuff. Like had kids and like had to flee her home at a way younger age than Jackie, because Jackie's kind of like a woman child, basically. Because that's like, it's kind of like thinking about how like both of my parents had kids when they were like teenagers. Like my dad when he was 19 and my mom from a previous relationship at like, how old was she actually? Pretty young. Maybe the same age, maybe like 19 as well. Well, no, she would have been a bit older, because they're like, well, I won't get into the minutia of my genealogy. But basically, I think that's always kind of a weird thing to think about, like, oh yeah, my parents were in a war at this point, or my parents were, you know, had a 6-year-old child and were married at this point. And I think a lot of people feel that because people are getting married and starting and having kids later and later in life, typically. And also most people don't do military service, so that's another big one actually. Like, oh yeah, my dad was in like Afghanistan, my dad was in the Gulf War or whatever, when he was, you know, fresh out of college. Or fresh out of high school. Okay, but I'm ranting and raving. What is this song? This one is well, I did say they're hit or miss, and this one feels kind of like a miss. Okay, this song fucking sucks. Let's see. Wait, where am I putting this crap again? Jack 4? No, I think this is desktop. E. Why is this all zoomed out? I did something wrong. I was messing with my files for some reason. Concept art. No, these are assets, so these are portraits. You know, I think if I made a full game, I would just hire somebody else to do these portraits. I'm crap at I'm crap at portraits. And then I can have like good art that like actually executes on the ideas that I'm trying to execute on, of like, you know, of like having like flowing movement and dynamic posing and composition. Because I think I've kind of limited myself a bit with what I practice by doing almost exclusively like turnarounds and symmetrical ref sheets and things like that. I mean, I guess I could just pose this. What exactly do I want for this? Let's do it in Blender. I have the character here. Let's, is this recording? I don't think this is recording anything. Do like this model sucks. I'm not so great at 3D modeling either. Also, I think the head is a bit small for what I'm trying to do here. Ugh. Yeah, I could shrink the head a bit there, and then that would make the portrait a bit more manageable. But it, well, I think I've given up on that prospect, because I don't think these models are very cut out for, like, a much more realistic portrait, I think. You know, I think maybe one of the conclusions that Jackie's mom comes to, or no, not Jackie's mom, Jackie comes to, is that she just kind of hates her mom. That could be like one, like, I don't know, ending or something. Of like, hey, she was just this really spiteful, bitter person who, like, you know, left to get married in England and then just like abandoned her family to come back here and just like, you know, disappeared. Then maybe another one is the AI. I don't know what the AI would do. I'm still trying to figure out the whole, like, the AI is straight up just sentient. Like, it knows that it's an AI. It knows that it's trapped in the medium, and it knows that if the player stops talking to her, she dies. Like, she disappears forever. Because nobody else is, well, because the medium is probably not going to be used again. At least for a long time, because it wasn't used for like decades before the player got on the scene. So that puts a spin on things and a potential for complications, and I feel like I would not be doing my due duties as a writer if I didn't take this question that I have and create an interesting answer. I think that's kind of like, that's, I think, something that is often not really appreciated. It's like, you don't have to answer every question, but if you can give an interesting answer to a question, that's kind of like the point of writing and world building and character building and all that stuff. What other games do I think would be interesting? Because now I'm trying to think of what soundtracks I can play other than this one, because I'm gonna be honest, I think it's more misses than hits. You know, I think there's some alright music in here. You know, I have a good idea. I have lists of things. So if I go to wrong hard drive. My media lists, neat games. That's the wrong list. To install is the one. Why do I have Little Nightmares 3 times? Why do I have I'm deranged. I don't know. This one? Mineko's Night Market OST. The OST just isn't available. Also, I do not at all remember what this game was. Maybe Lunar the Shadow Dust? Ooh, this... I'm so divided on this soundtrack, this Y2K soundtrack. Some of it's very good, some of it's not. Let's see Luna the Shadow Dust OST. You know, and her mom's gonna be looking away. How does she look? Woof, I kinda lost the plot on this one. Yeah, so if this becomes something that I want to spend money on, I would definitely invest in a portrait artist. To just make some good looking portraits instead of all these bad ones. See, can I do something interesting with the composition here other than having her just kinda... How does this work? So it's pretty far out and then it goes in like here. I think I want it like kind of uncomfortably close. Also, Krita needs to fix the bug where when you press tab, it does like all that weird like jiggling. But okay, I digress. This eye is still wrong. Also, I think this whole section of the head is kind of wrong. I think it made it worse. Well. You know, I think I just need to get better at drawing like actual eyes. I should just study some photo, or like try to practice some realism and then get back to drawing these stylized faces, because I think I'm missing some fundamentals here of like how eyeballs are constructed in perspective. What's her eyes look like? Let's see, where's her body in all this? More gaunt. Also, I may need to make her eyes significantly bigger. But let's start with maybe like... Sheesh. I don't think I know how to draw. I think I'm starting to realize that. Next time I decide I'm going to make a UI inspired by like 19th century pencil sketches, I'm going to do some like research first. Figure out what's easy to draw. You know, next time it's going to be those Allegria drawings. That's what all the UI is going to be. Actually, that could be kind of funny for because my next game is also, well, I won't get too much into it, but that could actually be thematically appropriate. That'd be kind of cute. Well, no, I won't. I won't rant and rave about a game that I'm not developing and that I may not develop as I flip-flop between 100,000 projects. And let's say there's some simple shading. So this will just be a test of like the aesthetic mainly. Because I think this could be a cute aesthetic for this game, because it's sort of canonically Jackie is making notes in a physical journal and like physical sketches and things. So something like this would be kind of nice. But I also have to make the rest of the UI consistent with that if I want to really sell it. And you know what? Let's add a very thin like texture on top, I guess. So it'd be like that. And then alright. That's good enough for me for now. So let's export this as project UI. Let's see, what would it be? Notes, people. I think this is where I'd put that. Alright, let's add a default note for the player. So when they start the game, let's see, where's my player spawn? Add note people, mum, and I think it's capitalized. Alright, let's just see if that works. So basically it should get the icon for the player's mom. This is also the first time I've tested the icon loading. Oh wait, no. It shouldn't, because I need to start a new game now. Well, goodbye to all my beautiful coats. Also, I need to add a white outline around the little UI prompts. Halloween themed is okay. Ooh. That's cool. I'm gonna make it a max. I'm gonna give it a max size though. That's journal. Yeah, let's make this have expand. Okay. So now it's always the same size. And I'll scale it down to like 512 or something. Actually, what size should this be? What should she think about her mom? Oh, okay. Let's do like path dot to lower. And so I guess eventually this will be 400 by 400 pixels. I guess? Maybe 512 by 512. Because I think this can expand depending on the size. No, actually it can't. And it's vaguely right. What was I gonna do? Right. I guess if the player searches through their journal, this could provide a lot of context at the start, or basically serve as important context for them. What would she have to say about this? How do I spell austere? Austere? Wow, I can't even pronounce it. I can't even read the dictionary pronunciation. Austere. And I think I spelled it right. There should be a comma there. Okay, and this is kind of cool. So that gives you sort of, do I want, actually now that I think about it, I don't want a sketch of the player's mom until they've actually seen it from the medium. Like the full, Actually, I'm kind of divided on that, because I really like having just a little sketch of her at the start of the game. It's just like, oh, who's this? But also, Jackie canonically doesn't remember what her mom looks like at this point. Like, she only remembers vaguely. Oh, wait, what the heck? What is with this thing? What? Why is its normal all screwed up? Hang on, is that just because of these checkers? Hang on, I gotta investigate now. This is important stuff. I think something has gone wrong with my lovely little... Oh no, it's fine. Okay, so I think it's just that particular one. Weird. So what is this? Ooh. It's kind of cool. I like this one. I like these little checkerboard ones because the mip mapping screws them all up. Because that's why the outlines are so harsh and weird. Yuck. And I don't know what that frame drop is. It must just be things popping in and out of, yeah, I think it's things being loaded and unloaded, like distant scenes. Because it does happen in the same spot where that thing usually loads in. Alright, so what am I doing now? Maybe I should draw the other main characters. Admittedly, I kind of haven't designed them. So I'm going to make it slightly dark, or slightly gray. Well, slightly limited opacity, as if she's drawing with a pen. So I'm going to draw what I think Armstrong should look like. He wears little goggles. So this is sort of the main guy that is in the tutorial area of the game. And since he's kind of the fixer-upper, and they have the little, whatchamacallums, the little ponchos that they wear. Can't believe it. I drew on the background layer. This is terrible. And you know what? I'm going to make this pose for Armstrong. You know, maybe I should do that right now. I didn't even put the shading on a different layer. I'm terrible at this. How could I have done this to myself? It's like I've never drawn a day in my life. This is amateur hour over here. I'm sorry to the audience. Oh well. It's more authentic. She's sketching. She's sketching in her little book. So of course I would sketch with one layer. How do these guys look? Okay. And let's say this side is bright. I wish there was a way that I could automatically export at a lower resolution. I wonder if maybe I can automatically import at a lower resolution. I can. Let's do lossy. Let's just see how this looks, because I can just... Let's just see how this looks. interesting. There's like, you can see there's sort of reddish light in the sand, even in the shade. I think it's some sort of weird specular highlighting. It's very subtle. It must be like the skybox or something. Alright, so this guy, he will now need his, let's see. Let's go through all that. Then let's do journal. So we have the mum, we have the landlord, we have Armstrong. I think I may need to resize them. Yeah, I'll have to resize them manually. This kind of... I think it's doing a very simple, like, nearest neighbor sampling or something. Oh, hi, Alex. I'm doing little portraits of the characters. Also, let's check my audio. Yeah, that looks okay. Let's see, and I need to... Where did I put accessories for these little characters? Hats, okay. Why'd I put them all in here? Weird. So I want a little... Oh. I want a circle. Okay. Yep, I got lots of work on this game still. But it's gonna be pretty cool, I think. I think a lot of it I'll probably try to do off stream. Because now that I'm streaming a bit less often, I think that'll be a bit easier for me to justify. Let's do... Let's see. One other question. I've just got an idea. Do a subtle promotion for your channel here in question. Oh, how's that? Nope. Sure, yeah. Let's see. So this is asymmetrical goggles. Okay. should have done here. Let's see. Yeah, that could be interesting. I'll think about that as well, because that could be pretty fun. Actually, I'm going to remove. Okay. Nice, I'll take a look at that. Let's see. Admittedly, since this is also for a game jam, I may not be able to participate, but I'll consider it, because this game jam is also being extended for another month, so I haven't actually, oh yeah, I forgot about that. It's being extended to like September. So yeah, if I want to take a week off of this game, I can do that. I'll think about it. Because that could be a fun way of, like, resetting. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Wait, does this export automatically? Right, I just had a cool idea for this. What I'm gonna do. So if I can't be bothered to implement this material, what I can do is export it. Let's see, and I don't think Armstrong ever moves from here. Oop. So what I can do is... That's... Oh, that's not the right one. Yeah, I'll consider it, because I'm mostly indifferent to the amount of actual Twitch views I get, since I'm not really trying to make this an entertaining stream. But it could be nice. Let's see. Yeah, that'd be an option. I'm gonna see. This guy has his lovely... Oh, right. His goggle does kind of the opposite of what I was thinking. I'm gonna try... Let's save and quit here. What is happening? Ugh. I can't... What am I in? Okay, now it's just working again. Good. Okay, that's looking more like what I want it to do. I guess maybe it's just the lighting here is kind of funky. Weird, it's like faceted on other people. Okay, well now he has that, and I want to do a little animation for these guys. Let's say by here. It should be... That's not quite right. Oh, these guys are at like... Wait, these guys should be at 60 FPS, I think. Oh no, they're not. Well, I'll just, not animate them at 60 FPS then. Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Let's see. How would I know. You should overshoot slightly. So it should be this pose. But a little bit more. So like maybe they lean a bit further forward and a bit further back. Oh, nice. Yeah, I've never actually done Ludum Dare. I've been meaning to, though. I think it'd be pretty cool. Let's see, I wonder... I might be able to do it this year. I guess it is 48 hours, so it wouldn't be like a huge time commitment. I'm gonna have this. And then right back there. Mm-hmm. That makes sense. think I want this to stay at the same pose a bit longer, so it'd be like... I like it better when he squints right... Yeah, right there. Shield that, and then stash. What I'm gonna do with this... Let's see how this looks. Yeah, that's okay. Hmm. Hmm. I don't quite like that. Alright, so I'm going to say that's good enough. And then shrugging will be what turns this back into normal, so it'll be... Hmm. Let's see, let's go back to idle. So for shrug, it goes to here, then after a bit, it'll go back to here to resume the idle. Let's subtly move these a little bit around, so that way they're a little bit different. Actually, let's have this be like the first thing that it does. Okay, that's pretty good. Then I'll do that as well. Oh, it's here. I laid out these folders so poorly. Okay, let's do like actually. Okay. And so now I can do, let's go to Dialog Intros, Armstrong. So I want him Alright. I should add a little bit more character. Oh. I put that in the wrong place. Wait, what? Huh. No, this is being put in the wrong place. What? Oh. I forgot. Okay. Yeah, have a good night. Okay, thanks. And yeah, I'll consider joining that game jam. And I realized why these weren't there. It's because yeah. Oh yeah, now it's switched to the Skyrim music. Oh yeah, and that was for posterity's sake. What game was that? Luna the Shadow Dust. And now it's on some Skyrim music. Let's see. I'm gonna test this. Actually, what should I do? Because something that's kind of annoying about my dialogue system is that all functions that I call have to return something, because by default they're used as conditions, but I also use them as effects. So maybe I should do like an exclamation point, and then that means that it never evaluates, maybe? I don't know. I'll try this. Or true. Because that'd be kind of... The or true is kind of hacky, but that way I don't have to dive back into that parsing code. I mean, I guess it shouldn't be too bad, but... Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Yeah, that won't be too bad of an issue. Let's see, actually, while I'm here, my lovely little thing has disappeared. This used to have this rail cart. Why is this rail cart over here? Oh, I think I know what it is. I had it parented to something, and now it's not. I'll just move it out of there. Okay, yeah, that's what it was. Maybe someday I'll move it, but for now, I think it's fine to have one item. Now let's see if that actually works still. I'll let sleeping dogs lie for now. Oh yeah, and I should mention, I probably won't be here tomorrow because I have an event after work. Oh yeah, I did a whole joke at the start of this stream about how I was missing so many streams this week, and I didn't even mention the fact that I'm not even going to be streaming tomorrow. Oh well. I'll probably do some writing or something. See, I kind of want... Let's see. Can I manage a star in here? Because what I want to happen... I don't think this is giving me an 8-pointed star. That might work. Someday. What was I actually intending to do today? I think... Well, I guess... Okay, yeah. It was just add content. Let's see. I want to make a sketch for Riley. Oh, I forgot to even put the textures on this one. Oh well. this how cowboy hats look? Ah, okay. Core.clrf. Let's see if I can just do that. Oh. Yeah, I think it defaults to local. Let's git push this stuff. Yeah, because I typically do that config when I set up my user info, because I just do it per repository. Let's see, is this how a cowboy hat looks? I think with some shading I can make this work. Yeah, so this is Riley. This is the character who Jackie saves as sort of a recurring side mission. And she will be... Currently, the dialogue implies that she's trying to activate something, or the big tree. Which chunk is that? Chunk 121. So yeah, she's trying to activate this tower with the capacitors. I don't actually know what's inside the tree tower or if it relates at all to the actual main plot of the game. Do I want this leg here? I think this will be kind of a dynamic pose. It'll be like... Yeah, that looks okay. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, let's do... I guess this will be the last one. Well, let's see, do I have my autosave? I don't. But yeah, so the way Riley fits into the story is she's a recurring character. And so not only do you do the sort of side missions for her, but she also provides context into, I guess, how the broader public of this culture knows of Jackie's mom. Because she wasn't a super important person, but she was at least well known. does image work? Oh. Let's see, maybe just for funsies I'll waltz all the way over there. Well, no, I probably shouldn't. I probably should stop playtesting, quote unquote, by just walking fast distances when I should be doing other work. Oh well, that'll be fine. Okay, well I guess that'll be it for tonight. Since it's 8 p.m. here, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start, I guess sketching out the characters, getting more, or writing out the actual, like, relationships, and then describing, well, I guess just putting words on a page, just to see, what they actually think of Jackie's mom and how that's actually gonna fit into the broader story. Because I think at the end of the day, I just gotta start writing. So alright, thanks for watching. Let's see, I'll be back on Friday. Yeah, skipping Thursday, back Friday, all day Saturday. Let's see, maybe to make up for the late stuff I'll do a bit of Sunday. We'll see. Have a good night.